Okay, in this video we are going to install FileZilla, the FTP client. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. That basically allows us to transfer files and directories over the network from one system to another. Okay, so open up a web browser and go to FileZilla-project.org. Right, and in the very front page, click Download FileZilla Client. Okay. Then that will take you to the download page. If you're using Windows 64-bit, download that. If you have other options, you can Mac OS X, that sort of thing, download those below. So we'll click on this, and this is called a modal. This pops up on the page, and I'm supposed to select something at the bottom, but this is one of the reasons why modals aren't particularly good in web development, because my monitor resolution is too small to see the whole thing. So what I have to do is shrink my view down. I can zoom in or zoom out by hitting Control minus or plus. We'll zoom in and zoom out, or I can hit Control and use my mouse wheel. Okay. So what we want to do is we want FileZilla, just the normal version. Okay. So we're going to go down here and click Download. It's a relatively small download. And again, they have their modals, so we can close that. Alright, so this is downloaded. I want to click on this, start the installation, accept. Okay, agree to the terms. You can do anyone or only you, whichever you prefer. And if you want, you can put a desktop icon on the top, on the desktop there. So take a look and see what other items you might want to add or remove. And then this is where it's going to be installed. Okay, and it's going to create shortcut menus. That's fine. And then we'll start. Okay, and it gives you this welcome screen. We don't need that. But then to connect to a system, you could put in the host names. We're going to use cs.indstate.edu, which is the CS server at Indiana State University. And we're going to type in our username. So we might have a username for the CS 101 class. And then type in our password. And then the port number. Should be 22. Okay, and then you click Quick Connect, and you should connect. I don't like to save the passwords. You can set up your own options. And then the first time you connect, it's going to verify that this is indeed the host that you want to connect to, and this is important. If you accidentally had a typo here, you don't want to confirm this. You want to make sure you're at the proper server. And once you click Always Trust This Host, you'll never get this security message again when you connect to the proper server. But you will get it if you have a typo and you try to connect to a different server. So we click OK. And 22. Make sure my password is right. cs.indstate.edu, cs11, that looks good. Click Connect. So I tried a different port. Oops. That's right. Oh, CS101 LM is my account. I had the account wrong. But you'll see authentication. You can't connect if you don't have the right username, or if it's the wrong host, or the wrong password, or the wrong port. So this is all very important. You click Connect, and sure enough, there we go. So if you encounter any of those errors, you just saw me. That's what it's going to look like if you fail to connect. So make sure all of that information is right. So basically the premise is everything on the left hand side here is your local machine. So my computer that I'm actively working on, and everything on the right hand side is the remote machine, the machine that I've connected to. So this will be the CS server, and it starts me out in my home directory. Okay, and so I can navigate directories here. Whatever I click on here in the lower window is the contents, and I can look at files and stuff. So this is just a directory structure. Down here is the actual files. So I can grab things from in class, different things like that, and I can drag them over to my desktop. So for me, my desktop is in the C drive under users, and then I have a generic user called user here. You might have a desktop icon right under here. If you don't, you probably have OneDrive activated, so you're going to want to look for some OneDrive button here. So OneDrive there, and then your desktop will probably be under there somewhere. Okay, but once you've selected your desktop, then you can move files back and forth. So from the CS server, which is on the right here, I'm going to move a file, right, and move this to the desktop. It tells you all the files have transferred. I can open up a command line, cmd.exe, and run Python 3. Well, let's change directories to the desktop first. Python, and in Windows it's Python, not Python 3. So, and then the name of the program, which is say hello, and you would run that. Okay. So that is FileZilla, and it's going to be very useful for transferring files between your computer and the CS server. So I would recommend you make a folder on your desktop, and then that way you can easily transfer everything from your folder on your desktop to the CS server, and then back and forth, and so everything stays synced up pretty well.